Welcome to the wonderful world of madness. And straight out of the Madness Book of Records, the U.S. military. For more than 200 years, their sole occupation has been war, occupying more countries than I knew existed. There's only been a few years where we haven't been at war with someone or something. The job of the U.S. military is to protect our borders, not to rape and pillage the homes of others. Look at how Native Americans, Indians, look at how they live these days. Go ahead. I want you to take a good look at the history and what is still happening today. Not just here, but globally. They've had no problem building bases anywhere and everywhere. It should be no surprise that they would build bases underground. Yes, they exist. Yes, they are real. People ride subways, drive through tunnels underwater. They build mines. Look, I guess it's not a matter of if we can do it, because we have done it and are doing it. I think it's more a matter of why. If someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, you know they're building military secret bases underground?" I would say that makes a lot of sense. It would be almost stupid not to do it. If I were a military leader that had access to unlimited funds, I would build bunkers, tunnels, bases, cities. I would spend just as much money as it takes to go into space to go underground, if not more. And that's what we've done. The construction of underground structures, facilities, and tunnels is not new. With today's technology, we can build them much deeper and much larger. Now, there are several ways to do this. One way would to simply renovate pre-existing tunnel systems, abandon missile silos, and other older underground structures. To create a new tunnel, you need a tunnel boring machine, and these things are massive. And when I say massive, I mean 40 feet high and over 150 feet long. These machines are basically giant mechanical worms. At the front, you have a gigantic, flat, disc-shaped cutter head with steel cutting tools or teeth that chew and grind through the hardest rock. The machine swallows this debris of rock, moving it up through a screw conveyor onto a conveyor belt, out the other side of the machine. At the same time, 18-ton stones are put in place to complete the tunnel walls. These stones are brought in by a train behind the machine, moving in and out of the tunnel as the machine digs. Some of these machines can bore through 100 feet of rock a day, and some, of course, are a lot faster. Even though the machines are much better, the techniques have been used since the 40s and 50s. And then we have the subterranean, a nuclear-powered machine that does not bore through rock, it melts through it. The tip of the machine heats up the rock, pushing it out to the sides, leaving no dirt to excavate. Instead, it leaves behind a thick glass lining along the interior of the tunnel. Amazing, to say the least. Now, if you're going to dig a tunnel like this, that means, of course, you're going to be transporting something or some things. This is done for two reasons. One, concealment. And two, speed. If I had a bunch of spaceships at my base and the public suspects that I do, then I can transport those spaceships to another base within a matter of hours without anyone knowing. And if I'm smart, I'll continue the charade at the old base and throw everyone off by giving the appearance that there's something to hide there. And then the UFO hunters could camp outside that empty base all they want. Raven Rock, Mount Weather, Greenbrier, Pine Gap, Denver International Airport, Andros Island in the Bahamas, Giant Mountain, Area 51 are just some of the publicly known underground bases among the 150 plus underground facilities in the US alone. These structures are worldwide with some underwater. Some of these can be toured, some are known but have restricted access. And then there are the scary ones you and I don't know exist, let alone what goes on inside. It's hard enough to get information out of a military base above ground. People love aliens. They want them to exist so bad. They've been working underground with the aliens since the 50s, man. Well, maybe. It could explain why so many people go missing each year. But then again, you can't confirm it with that person because they're missing. Super top secret experiments covered by top secret experiments, covered by a secret project, covered by some publicly known project. These are the levels of secrecy that are being used to prevent you and I from knowing anything. And by shouting out aliens proves to them that you don't really know what's going on and they have nothing to worry about. There is a third reason to build such massive structures underground, and it is the most controversial and realistic, and that is this: survival. Understand this, folks. They are stockpiling food and water. They have hospitals, shopping malls, living quarters for 100 to 1,000 or more people, and the majority generate their own power. So, if they are using your tax dollars to do these things, you'd think they'd be nice enough to give you a key. Nope, not gonna happen. And when the shit hits the fan and all those people are crowded out the front of those blast doors, I can almost guarantee you that there won't be anyone on the other side of those doors, because they knew that they were coming. At the end of the day, your survival is not dependent on the government. If chaos strikes, don't believe you're gonna end up in some bunker with a bunch of strangers. In most cases, you're going to have to deal with what's going on the surface. There's nothing wrong with preparing for the future, folks. You don't have to be a doomsday prepper, but knowing a little something about survival and continuing to learn will allow you to look at your future with confidence.